Once Human is getting some brand new community updates. With that also comes some PSAs and warnings from the community. We'll also look at some discussion around the Deviation revamps. Additionally, we'll cover some ending things with the Way of Winter scenario, where we then cover some last minute mentionables. We got a ton to talk about. What's up world, it's Utopia back in with another video. Today we're checking out all things Once Human. So first up here we do have some potential updates with both the merch and Deviation revamps. But quickly before we jump into it, I am hosting another giveaway. Now if you weren't part of the last one, I'm going to be giving away something every single week. This past week I gave away 4 Cradle Charms. These were exclusive to creators, and this week they are giving me some more codes for you guys. These ones aren't as exclusive, but I am giving away 5 Battle Pass codes, as well as 4 additional Meta Pass codes. Now I am going to host those giveaways separate of each other, and all you got to do is head to my Discord and click a singular button. You don't even have to like the video or subscribe. I'll leave a link to my Discord down below, and it's in the giveaway channel, and you click that button and you're entered in. I'm going to have this one running a little bit longer, so you guys do have more time, and I'll bring this up in several videos in the future. Jumping back to it though. Now we have this update over on the Discord, where they say here Deviation Revamp Winter Fashion Unleashed. They're calling all artists and Deviation fans, where they say it's time to let your creativity run wild in the Deviation Revamp. This winter they're giving your favorite Deviations a frosty makeover with a stylish snowy twist, whether it's the magic of snowflakes, the cozy vibes of the winter knits, or the elegance of winter accessories. Now is your chance to transform your Deviations into a winter icon, and the possibilities are endless. Who knows, your design might just become the next winter look. Now this event is for a pretty decent length. It's for 30 days, which did start yesterday at 9 AM November 11th, that is CST. That's going to run all the way till December 11th, 9 AM CST, which would be 10 AM EST or 7 AM PST. So you will have a full 30 days to actually join this event. Now they do list out here the instructions to actually join that event, where the first one here is the Winter Fashion Makeover. Of course they say here choose any deviation from Once Human and give it a frosty fashion upgrade. You can design a look that fits the chilliest season of the year, where you then for the next step can submit your design and post your creation into the Deviation Revamp for others to see. Now this is a separate channel within the Discord. Of course they say feel free to submit multiple designs, but each player can only win with one design. So you can submit as many as you'd like, but you can only win with the one design that they have overall. At least if you already win with one design, you're probably not going to get chosen for another, and if any case, you're not going to receive multiple rewards. Of course, as always with these events, you can vote for your favorites. So if you're not actually designing something for the event, you can still participate this way by voting and showing your support by giving it a heart emote. Every vote will bring them closer to the grand prize. Now they do have a more detailed section here on how to actually create a post and the submission rules, where they say here give your design a title in the title section and add a brief description. They do say here the content must be original, of course, and that it can't be violent or explicit or even offensive. Of course that's prohibited, and it must pertain to copyright infringement. That will be disqualified if you infringe on any of those. Both images and videos are accepted. Of course, they do recommend reviewing Discord's restrictions on image and video formats and the quantity limits before uploading. But jumping back, they do list out the rewards here, with the top 1 through 5 that have the highest amount of heart emotes. Each of those people will receive a Battle Pass Luxury Edition voucher. That should be a premium version of the Battle Pass, which does include some more cosmetics here. Also for the lucky draw winners, that's going to be 10 random participants. So even if you didn't win, they're going to give 10 lucky random participants that will receive the trendy Beast Ear headphones. Now they don't actually showcase off what those cosmetics are going to be. Of course they have some art here and some imagery showcasing some deviations, again what they're calling the Deviation Revamp event. However, if we look at this imagery, there's something quite interesting about it. So in the center here is actually of course Rebecca. However, if you remember from one of my previous videos, we went over the merch update, and they are going to be dropping merch sometime soon. Now of course they showcased off this Rebecca what they're calling either a doll or a plushie, assuming it is a plushie and less so of a doll, as it does look like it has more soft material. However, it looks like they're showcasing off what other plushies could potentially look like. So we should be getting the merch sometime soon, as they already have envisioned these ideas. There was a bunch of different ones. There was some figurines here, which you might see for the dino. Of course, Dr. Teddy definitely looks like it might be another plushie, where the Digby Boy is probably going to be another version of a figurine or even a keychain. So we will be getting some, at least it seems like, some type of merch sometime soon. Since these have kind of been fully envisioned, at least that's what I would assume overall. Again, we did get to vote on those, so we'll have to see. Hopefully they do have some official updates for us here soon. We have one more official news here. Or of course in the 1.3.1 update, they added several new animals that can be tamed as livestock, and they're also asking here what patterns do you think these new animals should have. They want you to sketch some ideas to give them, so it does look like they're trying to add some new variations there. I'll leave a link to this tweet down below so you can go to it if you want to pitch your ideas to them. Also, I know I did cover this in a previous video, but we had a content creator by the name of Brillet, where they showcased off something that would be akin to a newspaper, in this case a Once Human newspaper or magazine page. Now they did showcase off their new weekly one here, and this also did get recognized by the official Once Human Twitter. That's pretty cool there. I'll leave all their socials down below and the credit to Brillet. They are seemingly going to be doing this once a week, and this does seem just like a really fun idea overall. They even have a crossword puzzle in here, and they also showcase off the weekly news and all the updates there, where it's all pitched into one little section. They did mention that the update was so long that there had to be 3 pages of this. Still really cool there. If you want to check them out, I'll leave a link to the tweet down below, as well as all the different socials and stuff like that. Jumping over to the community section, with the Way of Winter ending here, or at least getting into phase 4 for a lot of servers, we do have a post here over on the subreddit saying must-have content from the winter section or the Way of Winter. I'm going to do a further breakdown video of this, what you should be getting at the end of the Way of Winter, kind of everything that you should be collecting and what might not make it into the next scenario. To point out a few of those here, we do have some commenters on this, where they said here food recipes and deviants you get from silos and towers. Of course, obviously the ones that they added from the Way of Winter scenario, which were those 8 new deviants. I believe there was also another post that talked about the hides. Essentially that some of the hides might not carry over, at least from the Way of Winter scenario. They're a little bit different, so I'd recommend collecting a lot of those. Again, I'm going to go over everything in a future video near the end of phase 4. That way you know exactly what you should be farming out and all the things to remember to bring to the next scenario. Although I will try to get that video out to you guys sooner than later. That way you're fully prepared for phase 5 and jumping into a new scenario. Now I know I get this question, but we don't know what the next scenario is going to be. That has not been unveiled yet. More than likely we're not going to get a new type of scenario until 2025. So we're either going to go back to Prison vs. Clash or the regular hard mode and normal servers. We will have to wait and see on that though, but that is all the information that I gathered from the dev interview and what we have officially as well. One mentionable here, speaking of deviants, this person made a post here that you can actually get Dr. Teddy in the Psi silo. They also mentioned that you can do this very easily by just using a transformation cookie, which essentially allows you to get through the entire dungeon without having to fight anything. And if you don't see him, you can just leave and go. Someone did mention this though, that the chances of actually getting it might be pretty low due to the cooldown. Although the original poster said here that they logged in about an hour ago, ran it twice, didn't loot anything for the first time. When they ran it again, he was sitting there again. Also to mention, this only appears on hard mode and pro mode. But if you're using a transformation cookie, that should be no problem at all, as you won't have to fight anything. So if you were wanting to collect that, whether you're going to PvP or PvE scenario, you can do that through this method. We also had this post here. Now, I didn't cover this. This is considered technically an official post, but this was the Chaos Weaver spawn points. And essentially, if you didn't know, there's kind of a controversy right now where the Chaos Weavers are destroying bases and people are losing everything, or at least they're losing a lot of their stuff. So if you wanted to avoid the Chaos Weavers, just try to pick a location that's not within 150 meters of these spawn points. I'll leave a link to the post as well as this picture down below. That way you can kind of plan your route out or where you want to essentially locate your base. Of course, they say here that please note that these Chaos Weavers randomly will spawn within the areas and not all locations simultaneously. Also, in December, they're going to be adding a Chaos Weaver location warning feature, and they will add a feature that automatically returns items dropped due to Chaos Weaver destruction to your vault. But again, that's not coming until December, and the scenario ends sometime soon, so you might want to get this done earlier than not. Overall, that should about cover for today's video.
Like and subscribe, and until the next one. Deuces!